Welcome to Spiritual Dialogues with Father Unon de Castro. We are here at Cariana Lay Monastic Community. I'm your host, Brother Lodi, and with us is Sister Tachi. Sister?
So, Father, the solution that is given is supposed to be humility, right, Father? But it's not easy to see. Or I could say, I'm humble. That should make me proud. So we're finished already. I'm finished now. So,
Yeah.
Father, how do we approach that? Saint Gregory might have some solutions.
Oh, yeah, he has plenty of solution.
Yes.
The beauty about the work of Pope Saint Gregory the Great, and he's called the Great for nothing. I mean, he's really great. Is the fact that whenever he talked about Catholic doctrine, he always gave the sociological aspect, the psychological aspect, and then the theological aspect.
Oh, that's clear.
So that's very nice because he could analyze the problems sociologically, psychologically, and theologically. He would analyze it and he would give the solution. So there's nothing more to ask. Everything is there. Though, of course, it's a very thick book.
Okay. So,
I mean,
there should, be
3
an,
volumes.
there should be an easier way to get humble. Okay.
Well, yeah, there are easier ways of becoming humble, but for you to learn how to be humble and to teach it to others,
That's something else.
that's another question. You have to know more. You have to
Yes,
know
understand.
more. And when we were surprised that the Vatican Synod that has just been concluded did not find a solution to the problem of clerical abuse, and an analysis also was absent, we were surprised. How come? This is supposed to be held in the Vatican by the Pope, by the cardinals, and the president of the Bishops' Conference all over the world. This is a microcosm of the Catholic Church. How come they couldn't solve the problem? I mean, what do you think? How come they could not solve the problem? The only answer is because probably they were not the Catholic Church.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because if they were Catholic, they should know the problem and the
Yes.
solution. And that's our great suspicion, that most of those who are called Catholics today are not really Catholics. That they call so-called Catholic priests and Catholic orders, and Catholic bishops and cardinals and Catholic popes are not Catholic at all. In the Catholic Church, is there a way to find out if a person is Catholic or not? Of course. Because Christ has answered all questions, and this is a big question, to find out whether a person is Catholic or not. It's a very big question, very important question.
Yes, Brother.
Because unless you're a Catholic, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. So it's so important for us to find out if we're Catholics. And today, many people cannot prove. When there is a Catholic proof, there is. The 4 signs, found in the Apostles' Creed, and the 15 signs, which was written down by Saint Robert Bellarmine. We have ways of finding out if we're Catholic or not. How come many people cannot even prove if they're Catholics or not? Pope Francis cannot prove.
I noticed, Father, they don't want to be Catholic.
Well, that's a bigger problem.
Don't you think? Well, it seems to be.
And you are right. Many Catholics today do not want to be Catholics.
It's not easy, maybe they say. they want an easier way of life.
That's true, because the United States, they said that the Presbyterian Church, they say, I don't know how true it is, that the Presbyterian Church were made up of members who are formerly Catholics.
Okay.
In the Philippines, the same. If you look at all the Protestant sect in the Philippines, they're made up of former Catholics.
Because we were supposed to be, all of us Catholics before.
Supposed to be. And so the question Sister Tachi is asking, how come many Catholics are prone to be Protestants?
Yes, Father.
And the answer is because they never wanted to be Catholics.
I noticed that they prepared listening to the preacher expounding on the words in the Bible, but never gave the spiritual meaning, the mystic meaning of the praise which was uttered by Christ.
Yeah, in other words, if you listen to bishops and priests giving homilies, you will notice that their homilies are taken from other human writers, popular writers, but human. They never interpret the gospel or their homilies based on the fathers of the church,
Yes.
which is the official interpretation of the teaching of scriptures.
Yes,
The
Father.
official is the fathers of the church. And you will seldom find, if practically never find, bishops and priests basing their homilies on the fathers of the church.
That I don't understand, Father. If you're a priest and searching for the truth, why not read the fathers of the church writings like Catena Aurea, where a lot of fathers explain a certain passage in the Bible?
Well, as Sister Tachi says, they don't like it. They don't like the fathers of the church. They don't like Catholic doctrine. In fact, Pope Francis and a big group of cardinals during Vatican II really planned to change the Catholic Church, to set it aside completely, and to start a new Protestant church. And this group were the ones who elected precisely Bergoglio as Pope, because Bergoglio was inclined precisely to set aside the Catholic Church and start a new Protestant church. So Tachi is right. Most Catholics do not like the Catholic Church. They prefer a church made by their own. And Pope Francis said that. He kept on saying he doesn't like the old Catholic Church. We should change. He always says that. Let us change the old Catholic Church. Let's start a new church, which is the great heresy of modernism. A heresy that contains all the heresies put together.
I don't understand it, Father. Probably they think that by reading the books in the Bible and interpret it literally, they know the truth already, which
Well,
is not
that's what they want. They want to interpret
way
scriptures
we want.
the way they want. They do not want the Catholic.
No, that's okay, Father. I was just thinking, like, if you say there's no hell, gee, what fun! I can do everything I want.
Well, of course.
There's no hell. I mean, all the whole, we're all working, so we want to go to heaven. We want to go, but maybe it doesn't matter. That's why there's none. That's why he says there's none. If you believe it,
That's right.
yeah, there's nothing.
Well, Pope Francis showed very well that he doesn't like Catholic doctrines when he himself said that there is no hell. But notice that all our bishops
Said,
are imitating these heresies. The Vice President of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, in his social media, also said there is no hell.
But it is written in the Bible, Father. I don't
Well,
understand why.
Because that's Catholic teaching, and nobody likes Catholic teaching these
that's why we're going
days.
to change the Catholic. We're not Catholic.
They like to change Catholic teaching because, as Tachi says, that's a defect. Nobody likes the Catholic teaching. Nobody likes the Catholic Church anymore. There are, of course, a few,
Oh, of course, but
and they're the ones coming out.
yeah. That's
If they do not believe in hell, then they can do anything they want.
Don't you
because
think
there
that's
is no
fun?
hell anyway.
They think that's fun.
That's why they don't like Catholic teaching. I mean,
It's too difficult, maybe.
and that's the reason for it, as Tachi says. Everybody's saying, it's too difficult, it's too hard.
But there is a price, Father. There's a reward for those people who are who followed Christ
Yes.
which is living in the kingdom of God.
Yeah, heaven is
Of
worth
course,
all
and
that.
there is a punishment
There's a punishment.
for those who disobey the commandments of Christ. And so, going back to the question, how come the Pope and the cardinals and the bishops, not all of them, but most of them, are embracing heresies? And the answer is because they love the heresies.
Yeah.
They do not like the Catholic truths that are against those heresies. And Pope Gregory has already mentioned this. This is going to happen when man becomes proud. They will always do what they want instead of doing what God wants. That was the sin of Adam and Eve. God told them not to eat of this tree, but to eat of the tree of life. They did not do God's will. They did their own will.
But it is very clear in the Holy Book, Father, that you should do the will of someone up there instead of your own will. Or your will should be in unity with the will of God.
Yeah. And that's the problem, as Tachi says. Nobody wants to hear God's will anymore. Nobody's interested in God's will. Everybody's just after his own personal will.
That's why they do not believe in hell. Because
That's why some,
only hell,
and tell everything else. Like, if you're living in adultery, you want to go to heaven and receive communion also. Oh, if the Pope says it can be, so don't you want to be on that side too? If
Yes, in
I mean,
fact,
that seems to be so.
they have already announced that
Oh, what
in
again?
the next Bishop Synod in Rome, which they will call the Amazon Synod, because the ones attending are the bishops from the Amazon and all those areas in South America. They plan really to completely change the teachings of the Catholic Church. In other words, they're going to go totally against the teachings of the Catholic Church. This is full, complete heresy that will take place in Rome. In other words, they announced it already, which means talaga that they are not interested in avoiding heresy. They are really all out to commit heresies and bring the whole world to hell.
Yeah. Then of course they will not use. That's why they will just ignore the word heresy. That's so not nice.
That's the word,
That's
ignore.
diba? They ignore the word heresy and just go on with some rules that they think will be just so much fun, much more fun, easier to comply with.
So every time everybody raises the word heresy, they just don't mind it.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah,
It's just
the
a word.
Just keep quiet.
Yes, it's a
Filial
word.
correction, they keep
Forget.
quiet.
Yes.
That's the only way. Yeah.
Yeah. If you were in that, then
So what should each Christian do today?
Yes, that's what do we do?
So the last writers, led by cardinals and bishops, some of the 40 truths that the Catholic should believe, we should study those truths
Yes, that's
and
what.
start to believe that those are the teachings of the Catholic Church that will lead us to heaven. We should believe that those are the ones that will lead us to heaven, not the heresies of Pope Francis. You should.
Yeah.
You should resolve that conflict, that confusion.
If it's maybe you could discuss each. Is that too much, or is it easy? Is it easy? If they read it, they'll understand, or it has to be
We can discuss it
maybe
one
so
by
that at
one.
least it's a doctrine, and then if they listen,
Yeah, except we're making it first just totally in
yes,
general.
in general, yes, Father, I understand.
Because if we just become humble,
That's true. That's easy. No,
That's
that's,
the
not.
easier
That's
thing.
not. Yeah, that's not so easy either, Father. But still, it's a solution, and it's simple.
yeah, it's
Just
easier
be humble
and
Okay.
shorter to discuss.
Yes, yes, Father.
Father,
Yes, that's
in
true.
these heresies and a lot of confusion, what must I do? What must an individual doing or do?
Say it again, Father.
Yeah,
Be-
the first thing is we should know all those truths that we're supposed to believe, which means the entire catechism, not only those 40 truths set
Yes,
down.
yes.
The entire catechism. The old catechism, which is made by Vatican II, CCC, that's it, how they call it, CCC. It's a very thick catechism produced by Vatican II by the chairman Schönborn, who is, of course, one of those who introduces a lot of heresy into the Catholic Church. You can forget that. Anyway, it's so long and it's so boring and it's full of errors.
Okay.
That's a thick one.
Last minute, Father.
Oh, wait, Father. Okay.
Then there is Pope Benedict, who knew it was full of heresies. So he immediately made a shorter, smaller catechism, which is called the Compendium of the Catechism of the Catholic Church. That is very short, it's very easy to understand, it has no errors. That is the best catechism today.
Thank you very much, Father. So the question, what must we do? We listen to the spiritual dialogues of Father Don de Castro so that we will know what to do to save our soul, to be enlightened to the teachings of Christ. This dialogue is likened to the salt and light of the Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Hosanna, Hosanna, in excelsis, Hosanna.